But now, just talking about X, and from a makeup perspective, here you are, Sarah Rubano. You, this lady, you've been involved in some of the nastiest, bloodiest, scariest scenes in recent years. And I was just kind of wondering, wait a minute, is Sarah Rubano actually a horror movie fan? Are you?
Oh God.
Hi there everyone and welcome to Den of Horror. In case you don't know, I recently uploaded the first part of an interview that I did with one of Hollywood's most talented, not to mention friendliest and coolest, makeup and prosthetics designers, Sarah Rubano, who headed up the makeup departments on James Cameron's two Avatar sequels. Today, however, she speaks a little bit about the method and the madness of Neil Blomkamp's District 9, and she also shares a little bit about what it was like being part of that creative process that brought us one of the coolest horror movies of the last 30 years, Ty West's X. And she also answers a question that I simply had to ask her: is Sarah Rubano, the hands behind some of the bloodiest and goriest scenes of recent cinematic history, actually a horror movie fan? Enjoy.
Gaze into the abyss.
Awesome. Are you speaking about sort of guerrilla filmmaking? Have you done any projects that sort of had that kind of approach?
I don't think so. Although there were aspects of District 9 that felt quite on the fly, like a lot of improv stuff. Like Neil is just such a creative genius. Like he's like, okay, we're rewriting this scene. And then Charlton's a creative genius. And he's like, I've got this to offer it. And he's improving. And so we're like, holy shit, we got to make we got to make something that peels off his arm or his neck. And we run to the trailer and we're, so that's pretty on the fly, that was very on the fly at times, not all the way through. But because we were like such a mobile unit and we were out in the field, in the, the townships, etc. That was probably as close to what I would imagine guerrilla filmmaking to be, I would say. You agree?
Totally. Every day was completely different. And even by filmmaking standards, it was completely different, It
was loose, but within a structure. There was a structure around it, but within that arena, it was quite free flowing.
I'd like to just quickly segue into X. All right. I mean, honestly, and I'm not just saying this because you here, I think, in my opinion, X is probably one of the best, at least in my personal top 5 horror movies in the last 30 years. Yeah. I thought it was a really special movie. I thought it's kind of in this day and age of remakes, X is not a remake, and yet it's kind of the philosophy that I feel a lot of remade movies need to take. It's kind of honor the old movies, but do something original. And that's exactly what X did. But now, just talking about X, and from a makeup perspective, here you are, Sarah Rubano. You, this lady, you've been involved in some of the nastiest, bloodiest, scariest scenes in recent years. And I was just kind of wondering, wait a minute, is Sarah Rubano actually a horror movie fan? Are you?
Oh God. That's a good question. And they are hard for me to watch. Like I really enjoy working on them, but I mostly like the psychological thrillers like The Exorcist and Poltergeist and, that stuff I can hardly watch. I mean, I'm watching it through my, like just cracks in my fingers. So I'm a real chicken. And, but I will have to say that, I really enjoyed X, it was fun. It had a retro, sensibility to it and style to it, which I loved. And it, wasn't just because I worked on it. It was actually just an intelligent, it was an intelligent presentation, I felt. And it was quirky and it was funny and it was over the top. And so, I did thoroughly enjoy that movie. I really did. But yeah, no, I'm not like a heavy duty horror fan. You probably sense that about me, which is why you're asking the question.
I know that you're about to go back into the X universe and you're going to go and work on the third movie. I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything about that, but is that right? You're going to go and work on Maxxxine now, which is the third in the series, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's a teaser trailer out for Maxxxine that Ty put out, and it's going to be, and it's set in the 80s, which is awesome, which is why I have a mullet right now. So I'm going method. I'm going 80s method right now. So I'm trying to immerse myself in the 80s. So I have a mullet currently, which I'm getting used to. But yeah, so yeah, I'm just about to dive into that. It's we're shooting in LA and it's a 7-week shoot and we start pretty soon. So yeah, super excited to dive back in with Ty and our producers and our actress, of course, Mia.
Awesome. And by the way, Sarah, you rocking the mullet look, I just got to say. So
Thank you.
That's about it for today, folks, but don't worry because this interview is not done. In the next part, Sarah will break down one of her favorite scenes in X, as well as speak about what it was like working on the film's prequel, Pearl, and also her collaboration with the film's star, Mia Goth, who she has developed a close friendship with. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like and share this episode, and also remember, you are warmly welcome to pull up a chair and sit down with myself and Sarah for the next part of this interview. Have a great week, everyone.
Gaze into the abyss.